Shit. Let me try to test this out, see if this is working. Get it right, get it right. So I'll see if this is working. We right. Make sure this shit right. Gotta pull some stuff up, get it ready. So I'm gonna talk my shit. Yeah. Check some shit out. Things got me fucked up. Things got me really fucked up, man. It's a damn shame. All right, this is my first time live on YouTube. Every time I've been on here, I've been recording the joint and posting it up on YouTube or whatever. So it's my first time actually doing it live. It won't let me do it. Never let me do it live on my phone or whatever. And I finally was able to figure out how to do it on my computer. So I might start doing the live joints from now on instead of recording it from a phone or whatever and then uploading it later. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that might work better for me. You feel what I'm saying? But it's your boy King Moses, live from the porch. It's a little hot outside, you feel what I'm saying? But I'm on the porch. Technically, it's not a porch, as my wife likes to say. This is not a porch, but I got the porch mentality. So that means I'm just like chill, you know what I mean, relaxing, just like one of the old timers that's retired, that ain't on the streets no more, just sitting back, just kicking, relaxing, man, and just, you know what I mean, just minding my business, whatever. But gotta spread some wisdom out here, man. I've been a little bit chill, whatever, because when I fucking when I record the videos or whatever, like it's just kind of hard for me because not hard for me, but I be like super hyped up or super fucking amped up when I think about some shit that's going on. And then time passes, then I calm down a little bit. And then because like I'm not like interacting directly face to face with somebody or like not engaging with them live, it's just like, well, I'm talking to myself. And it's just like, I talk to myself a lot, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, man, it's just kind of weird to be like not seeing a response back to just piggyback off what I'm talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, the people that know me know how I get down. Like, you know what I mean? Before I got on the porch, I used to go live on Facebook when I was out in the streets or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? I was a wild boy. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, when I'm into something and I'm talking my shit live or whatever, like I really get into it. Like I'm a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little crazy, whatever. So when I go live, it ain't for the show, it's for the know. It's more therapy for me to get some shit off my chest because I chop it up with my niggas all the time on the phone or whatever. And we be talking about the same shit. And they know how animated and passionate I be with the conversation, whatever. Even when I be on the Call of Duty and I be talking about some shit or whatever, it'd be like, I be getting real passionate about when I'm talking about my shit. And it just be like, sometimes people don't be hearing me or understanding me and it be pissing me off, low key, whatever. But this is like therapy for me or whatever to just kind of get some shit off my chest. And now I can, you know what I mean, record it or whatever. And, you know what I mean, I ain't looking for no million views or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck if I get 5 views or whatever. Somebody see this shit and take some wisdom from it and pass it along to the next person, then that's all that matters to me. And I like to go back and look at this shit and be like, man, I was talking some shit or whatever, man. And you know what I mean, maybe later on down the road, somebody to see it or whatever and get my meaning, whatever, man. But I was really pissed off today. I'm still pissed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you some shit. So, all right. So one of my homeboys put me onto this nigga named Minister Jap on YouTube, and he be online talking some shit or whatever, and I be calling in and just chiming in. You feel what I'm saying on the topic? So he be really talking about, you know what I mean, these bitches and how niggas be simping and all this shit. And he talking that shit I like to hear. You feel what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? He got a Facebook group, so I joined in on that or whatever. And you know what I mean? Niggas be posting shit or whatever, whoop de whoop. And I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? It's cool to be up in a group or whatever with niggas like-minded that's talking some shit or appreciating some shit, like some real nigga shit, right? But what disturbed me, I mean, like, you got your little oddball weirdo niggas that be on some bullshit, like just overdoing it, right? And they be like, you know, whatever, you just kind of just pay them niggas no mind. But this group's supposed to be on some old anti-simp, anti-trick shit, all this shit, nigga empowerment, you feel what I'm saying? And this nigga's up in there doing the exact shit that niggas is talking about niggas needing to stop doing. And that shit pissed me off. Now, it's not the point that niggas is doing this shit, right? Because grown men, I can't tell a grown man what to do or how to live his life. Like, I got into a debate with a couple of my people, whatever, that I be on Call of Duty with. And they be like, well, you married or whatever. First of all, I'm happily married and I'm glad. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, it's nice and peaceful and serene to be on the porch. You feel what I'm saying? I have a wife that's down for me and I can be myself. You feel what I'm saying? But don't mean that I can't still speak from past experiences. You feel what I'm saying? And pass along the wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not one of them where I gotta hide my past or whatever. I live in my truth and what I did, and she should be able to accept that and know that I am who I am now, and I ain't gonna be back on that shit that I was before. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got married. You feel what I'm saying? So I respect that. That's why I love my wife for that shit, right? So one of the niggas was like, why are you worried about what niggas be doing or whatever? Like, if the niggas want to trick or pay for pussy, whatever, how is it affecting you? Which I think is one of the dumbest ass fucking logics I've ever heard in my life. Like, just because it ain't affecting me, my nigga, doesn't mean that I can't speak on it or have an opinion or try to give advice to people to be like, man, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, if you got a fucking friend that's out here on drugs, am I supposed to just sit back and be like, well, that shit ain't affecting me? That's that motherfucker's choice or whatever. No, I wouldn't be a friend if I wasn't trying to advise that person, hey man, you shouldn't be doing this. This is fucking you up, whoop, whoop, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And then after that said, if the motherfucker still want to be on drugs, smoking crack or popping mollies, whatever the fuck you new niggas be doing now, whatever, that's on that person. And I had to reevaluate my friendship with that person or whatever, because that doesn't fall in line with the fucking morals and principles that I abide by. You feel what I'm saying? Now I can see if this motherfucker was on that shit when we first met, and I knew that shit from a long time ago from the jump. And now all of a sudden, like, I'm just like, why are you still doing this? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I have the right to do that too, but I respect a nigga or a woman that is straight up from the front, like, this is what I'm on or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? And if you rocking with me in whatever capacity, whether it's relationship, friendship, partnership, whatever the case may be, you can't say that I changed up on you. You feel what I'm saying? And did something differently than what you wasn't, you know what I mean, not expecting. I'm not gonna be on some old shit like this from the beginning saying this is what I am and then switch up and change up to give you something that you ain't expected. Like, nigga, you know what comes with the package, so you feel what I'm saying? Deal with it or you don't. But I ain't about to sit back and just be like, man, you was like this one day, now you on this type of shit. I don't agree with it. I'm gonna just sit back and not say nothing because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Some foolish ass shit is what I told the motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? But a nigga or niggas, because let me get one more thing straight too, because I don't want to ramble, but I'm really fucking in my shit. I'm gonna get in my bag today, right? I know a lot of people that I talk to, whatever, like, you know what I mean, they be seeing like my Facebook post that I used to post or whatever, be talking about. And from the glimpse of it, you probably think that I hate women, I'm a misogynist, whatever the fuck they want to call it or whatever, and all this shit. And I'm just like, no, I'm just a person that calls it like I see it. And I mean, I'm sorry if I'm saying something about a female that applies and you don't like it. Like, if I think that a woman is a gypsy because she's doing the most for fucking attention, I'm sorry if the word gypsy fucking offends you, but that's what it looks like to me. According to my definition of how shit works, that's what it looks like to me. I'm sorry if I call a fucking sex worker a sex worker or a harlot or a Jezebel or whatever the fuck if she's engaging in these type of activities. Don't get mad at me. I'm just addressing you how you are. You feel what I'm saying? So most people, especially women, be thinking I be hating women and I just like whatever the fuck. I'm like, nah, I just call it how I see it. But out of all these videos that I've made or whatever, I haven't really gone in on women like that. And I don't need to, because at the end of the day, my thoughts is, I mean, I don't really give a damn about trying to persuade a woman to be a better woman. I don't give a shit. You feel what I'm saying? Let them other motherfuckers do that shit. And then even if I was on that type of shit, ain't nothing that I can say, I can tell you as a woman and lay it all out. This is what you need to do to be a better woman or get what you want. You ain't gonna listen. Women, fuck, most women gotta put that out there. Most women don't want to listen to men, or they gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do. They just stubborn, hard headed, and or they think that, you know, my delivery, what I'm saying ain't right, and they just want to hear what they want to hear. Now, if I was one of them old Derek Jackson ass niggas that was pandering and telling them all type of lies and bullshit, then they would be wanting to hear it and all this shit. But then, even then, they'll switch it up or whatever. They'd be like, it sounds nice or whatever, but they still ain't about to take the steps to take the advice. It's like whatever, right? But I don't be getting on the women like that. Like, what's already known don't need to be said. Like, we off that. I be talking about the niggas because at the end of the day, the niggas dictate how the fuck the world is supposed to move, especially when we talking about uh relationships and women and all that shit or whatever, because we are the ones that should be approaching women. You feel what I'm saying? For the most part, the majority of the part. The men are supposed to be initiating the trends, how this shit goes or whatever. You know what I mean? And as much as women don't want to admit it, men have the power in that aspect. You feel what I'm saying? Now, women have a power to an extent as well in different facets. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that have the power to say yes or no. They consent. A man can't do anything to a woman or for a woman or with a woman without their consent. But men are the initiators of it, right? So I'm talking to the niggas because niggas have to change up their mindset, and they just on some old bullshit right now. And I just don't understand it. They're fucking up the game in the system. And again, even though I'm not in the game no more, I'm looking out for the little niggas that's coming up or whatever, that's seeing this shit's like, damn, and this is how we supposed to do it now? Like, and it's foul. I wouldn't want no fuck. I wouldn't want my little cousin or my little sibling or friend of that's got kids to be growing up to be like, oh yeah, in order for me to get a girl, I gotta cash app her. I gotta buy her a Birkin bag. Or as a female coming up, I don't want my daughter or uh my friends' daughters or nephews or nieces or whatever the fuck to come up thinking that, oh, in order for me to get a man, I have to have his baby before marriage, or I have to twerk and go on fucking Snapchat and Instagram, be an Instagram model to get a man's attention, or I have to engage in sex worker activity in order for me to um, get a man or whatever. This is the thing to do now. And then by the time you're 30 and whatever, and all that shit passed out or whatever, then you're gonna be crying about, I'm looking to settle down and I want a man. Why the fuck would a man want to settle down with you? And you on this niggas gotta do this for me, and I'm twerking and all this shit. You don't even show qualities or capabilities for you to be in a relationship with somebody. Some women ain't dateable. Some women are not dateable. Some women are not wifey material. Every person has a different personality or want, but overall, like I said, if you are a stripper, I don't see how the majority of men would desire you as a wife. Now you have some desperate ass niggas, which I'll get into later, that will be on some, oh, well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any other type of woman. So if I gotta pay her bills, take care of her kids that ain't mine to get her, because I feel low self-esteem for myself that I can't get another type of woman, then I'm gonna do it. That don't mean it's gonna work. So that's what you're gonna look for. That's what you're gonna get into. You feel what I'm saying? So I just think it's wild, man. But niggas are really wilding, man. So I saw some shit yesterday in this fucking Facebook group. Sorry to go on a tangent. Saw some shit in this Facebook group. I ain't even gonna post the shit or whatever. I'm gonna just read some of the comments, whatever. And the shit really fucking disturbed me, man. Like, first of all right. So I saw this fucking, people be posting shit about, niggas be making shit and tweets and shit or whatever. You just see this wild shit of how people view this shit already, right? So some nigga, oh yeah, one of my homeboys had tagged me in it. That's how I found out about it. He was like, yeah, it's some DC shit. Shout out to my nigga Jay Goodwin from Stockton, my bad. From Stockton, man. So we always be going back and forth or whatever about, West Coast shit or niggas from these areas. That's how they do whatever, right? So he tagged me some shit and it was like, yeah, there's some DC shit, whatever. I was like, man, we don't do that shit around here. I mean, for the majority. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read you the shit that was posted and I'm gonna read you some of the comments of what these niggas is talking about. And this is why I'm fucking disgusted. All right. So the tweet was it was some nigga, I'm not saying this nigga name, whatever, like some bam ass nigga, right? So the tweet was word for word. This is the tweet. Yeah, I buy pussy, not because I need to, but I'm really too busy and grown to try to finesse the draws off. I got more money than time. That was the tweet. This is from a man talking about buying pussy and the reason why he buys pussy, not because he needs to, but because he doesn't have the time and he's too grown to try to finesse the draws off. He's got more money than time. That was the tweet. Obviously, I disagree with that. I think it's simp shit. I think it's John shit. I think it's trick baby shit. You know what I mean? But I was shocked and appalled that it was niggas, that a lot of niggas that were, especially in this group, a lot of niggas that was fucking agreeing with this shit. Fucking agreeing with this shit. I'm gonna give you some of the comments in response to this shit that just left me fucking appalled. Yes, Darnell, tricking is still tricking. You know what really pisses me off? And I'm gonna get into all this shit. You know, all these fucking catchphrases and shit these niggas be saying. It ain't tricking if you got it. My nigga, yes, it is. Yes, the fuck it is. Yes, it is. You're just a trick that has money and you're spending it. Like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, it is tricking. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? What's the other one? I'm gonna get into the comments, whatever. But there's other dumbass sayings or whatever, like, oh yeah, I'm too busy to be chasing broads. I'm busy getting to the money and all this shit. My nigga, let me calm down for a second. All right. You mean to tell me that your time is, all right, you value your time. You say you don't have time to waste. And then you justify it with shit like, man, I'm not about to be chasing no pussy. I'm too busy getting money or whatever. And because I'm getting so much money and I'm utilizing most of my time working, I don't have enough time to be chasing broads. But yet, you take the money that you make to pay for pussy. That is the most dumbass backwards shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. All this fucking, first of all, because it ain't easy to get money. It ain't fucking easy to get money, because if it is, we'd all be fucking millionaires and money wouldn't be that valuable to motherfuckers, okay? So you mean to tell me you doing all this, putting all this time in to work, to get money, and then turn around and give your money that you made to a bitch for pussy? because you don't have the time to talk to her or spit game to her to get some ass. You're making excuses for being a trick baby. You're making excuses for not having any game. Like, my nigga, I can't tell as a grown ass man, again, I can't tell you what to do as a grown man. I can give you advice. That's how niggas learn. But at the end of the day, you are your own man. You're going to do what you do, and you got to wear that shit. I can't tell you specifically what to say or how to say it. Everybody got their own different flavor or how they work. You feel what I'm saying? Or how they maneuver. But you got to be comfortable in your skin or however else you want to, frame the way you do things. You got to wear that shit. My nigga, if I tell you that tricking is fucking bad and you disagree with that, that's fine. I'm not here to convince you no different. You are going to trick. But my nigga, don't get mad at me when niggas call you a trick. You are that. Nigga, you just got to accept that shit and wear that shit. You are who you are. That's pretty much it. And all you got to do is like, hey, man, that's just what I do, man. I don't give a fuck. I might not advise it for the next man, or maybe it might be a group of niggas that are similar to you and you advise it, but nigga, don't try to fight back against it, or don't try to convince other niggas that think like me on some real nigga shit to be like, that's not the fucking move. Don't try to convince us to be like, hey, nigga, you out here wasting time and you're not getting as much money because you chasing broads, but you out there chasing money to fucking pay for broads. That's fucking, oh my gosh. I don't want to yell, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to, when I'm on the porch, I like to be chill, man. But this is the shit I'm talking about, man. This is shit that just pisses me off. I don't understand this shit. It ain't nothing really, unless somebody can give me a fucking real explanation of how it fucking makes sense. Then I'll be like, okay, it might not be for me, my nigga, but I feel you. You feel what I'm saying? Like the only time that I could even see it being okay for tricking is if you are an old ass fucking man. Like, nigga, that's always been the norm. Like, older men ain't about to be booking no young broads. You might get an older bitch or whatever, but like they ain't out there like that. At that point, an older bitch know that she ain't about to, you know what I mean? She either married and stuck in her ways or whatever, or you feel what I'm saying? You got a select few of older single women. And then you gonna have to do certain things for that or whatever. You might have to loaf, which I'll get into a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? The standards are different for older people. But that's the only time where it will be justified for a nigga that's tricking. If you're an old ass fucking man and you just like, I don't give a fuck no more. And again, they are not going to debate with nobody about what they do. They're going to be like, yeah, I pay for pussy. So what? I'm an old ass man. I'm a sugar daddy. They going to wear that shit. They not gonna fight back and be like, nah, it ain't fucking tricking. I ain't no sugar daddy. No, they just gonna be like, man, I'm an old ass fucking man. I'm not no spring chicken. I'm not about to be booking no bitch. I'm not about to be going to no fucking club and spitting no game in a bitch and talking about what's up with that butt like they used to back in fucking 20 years ago, whatever the fuck they used to say back then. They gonna go to the strip club or whatever, you know what I mean? Meet a stripper, you feel what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck, pay for the pussy and keep it moving. Or they gonna go to the fucking strip, you know what I mean? On that peeping Tom shit, the fucking Pee Wee Herman shit, you feel what I'm saying? Be on that little pervert shit, go pay for some pussy and keep it moving. The fuck back down in the house. Or they might fucking wife up a bitch or whatever, have some in-home pussy, and they don't really give a fuck about the bitch, but they just like, well, look, I want this pussy on a regular. I'm gonna keep it in-house or whatever, and you know what I mean, they're gonna do what they do. Simple. They ain't fighting back talking about y'all niggas need to be like me. Get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I mean? But let me go back into these comments or whatever. So that's the tweet, man. The tweet was, yeah, I buy pussy, not because I need to, but I'm really just too busy and grown to try to finesse the draws off of y'all. I got more money than time. All right. So I'm just shaking my head and shit because I'm like, I can't believe niggas is like thinking like this or whatever, right? Let me get into the fucking comments that I seen on this shit or whatever that just had me like, are you niggas serious? Like, you can't be serious, right? One nigga said, I feel him. He not catching pussy because he on his grind. And I'm like, oh no, he was just like, I think some people were confused about what the fuck was going on or whatever. So like I had to ask clarifying question. I'm like, so are you co-signing this shit? Like that's cool, but he said no, right? I mean, some niggas was on some real shit, like excuses to buy pussy. Just say you don't have no game. If she like you, you don't have to spend nothing. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how I was raised or whatever. But now all of a sudden, niggas just not. I guess they didn't get the memo for this shit. It's fucking wild. This nigga right here said, nah, that's facts. Time is way more valuable than money. I don't care if you have 1 trillion. You can't buy 1 second of time. And then this nigga try to co-sign. Yup, some truth to that validity. You pay to get rid of some so they don't be attached. That's another thing that pissed me off. These niggas with this whole shit, this catchphrase, you don't pay to keep them, you pay to get rid of them. My nigga, you niggas are fucking weak. Are you serious? You mean to tell me that y'all don't have enough power to like tell a bitch to get the fuck out? Or set a precedent for a bitch to be like, look, man, we only fucking and that's it. That's what the fuck is wrong with you niggas with this loafing shit, which I'll talk about it later, whatever. But you old sneaky ass, I'ma act like I'm in a relationship with the bitch, or I act like I like the bitch so I can get some coochie from a fucking bitch, instead of just being a fucking man and putting your foot down and be like, look, man, you know what I mean? We just fucking take it or leave it. And then again, you're setting up the expectation so she's not going to come back at you on some old, yeah, so where do we go from here now? Are we going to be in a relationship? Where do we morph in from this? You know what I mean? She ain't trying to think about, oh yeah, well, I could maybe have a baby by this nigga. You feel what I'm saying? All type of shit. This behavior is empowering these chicks to expect money from full time. Exactly, Darden. It's just wild to me, man. Like, again, I swear, like, I wish like years ago when I was out in the street and I dabbled in, trying to make money off a bitch. I wish that it was this easy as it is now. But the flip side of it now, they got human trafficking laws now. Like you can't even do that shit no more without catching a fucking human trafficking charge because these bitches is telling. You know what I mean? These bitches they telling indirectly or directly, and then the niggas that's behind it, they gonna get more time than the bitch. You feel what I'm saying? They gonna get that bitch slap on the wrist. Tell me who the nigga that's behind you. This nigga right here, 15 years, 20 years for simple bitch management. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't put a hand on it, ain't nothing. You know what I mean? And don't get me started. They'll give a slap on the wrist. They'll probably shame the John or the trick for solicitation. You feel what I'm saying? But them niggas ain't getting no years for that shit. They gonna get their picture on the fucking news of like, this nigga's a fucking trick in the John. And that's the funny thing too. I don't understand why niggas want to be that way. Don't you look at the history of how like that's not celebrated. That's not something that's a thing that you want to be. Like if you got caught doing the shit that you're doing, like you're literally giving money to a bitch in exchange for sex. If you were on the street doing that shit and you got arrested, you would be embarrassed because this shit is illegal. You would be embarrassed. They would put your face on the fucking news, and niggas will laugh at you like, you a fucking trick and John or whatever. Now niggas are popularizing it now, like it's the cool thing to do. I just don't fucking understand it. So you should see the power dynamic in this shit. So these niggas are so gullible, man. I would have made so much money off of these dumb gullible niggas, just off the man. Like I said, I'm glad I'm on the porch, man. I'm glad I'm on the porch, man. But this whole thing about like, yeah, man, you got to pay to get rid of them. Nigga, no, you don't. You're a grown ass fucking man. I hope if a bitch is like trying to get you to be in a relationship with a nigga, cut her off. There are so many bitches out here, whatever. What the fuck are you talking about? You think that you giving her money is going to be like, yeah, well, I'm going to stay in my role and I'm going to leave. No, they're going to expect more and more from you until it gets to a point where you can't go, and then it's over with. Or they're going to trap you. Especially when you flaunting ass niggas up here showing off and doing the most to be proving yourself to these bitches. Oh, I work here. I do this. I got this amount of money. The bitch is going to look at you like you're fucking food. That's why a lot of you niggas getting trapped up with these bitches because you ain't got no fucking dick discipline. You fucking nutting in these bitches raw and fucking having babies with them. And then now all of a sudden you gonna be on some old I hate my baby mother. Nigga, you should have fucking known better. You didn't like her from the beginning. You know what type of bitch that she was, man. Now you stuck with a baby with her. Dumbass. Anyway. All right, so I'm going in. So I follow up with the nigga, whatever. So I'm like, nigga, it costs you $0 to get rid of a bitch. If you honest and upfront from the beginning and set your standards. The niggas say, yeah, but see all that talking you did to set those standards, and you and have you noticed that the women don't care about money always, want all of your time? Like, nigga, yes, a lot of bitches want your time or whatever, but you have to weed them bitches out. Like, nigga, that's how you like identify a bitch and put her in a box, man. And if a bitch is up there saying, hey, I can't, giving you demands, like, I can't fuck with you unless you spend time with me. This is the time that I can spend, and this is what we're going to do in that time. Take it or leave it. If she's trying to still convince you to do more, nigga, cut her off. Simple. There's not time wasted on that shit. You're wasting more time on entertaining and fucking not speaking up like a fucking man. Yeah, like I said, the next response is pretty simple convo. Same as somebody talking about giving them money, because you have to have a conversation when you initiate talking about giving them money in one way or another. Like, it ain't just some old, here you go, and you don't say nothing. The fuck? Like, if you give a bitch $20, say, here you go, she gonna look at you like crazy. Obviously, y'all had to negotiate some type of compensation that would be fitting for her to give you some vagina. The fuck out of here. So yeah, it's pretty simple convo. Same as someone talking about giving them money. If they not with it, they cut them off. On to the next. He say, yeah, right till she starts stalking you or threatening and telling you. I said, so you telling me a broad can't stalk you or threaten you because you pay her? Are you serious? Again, niggas think money is just like the main thing that stops all. Like, nigga, especially if you giving a bitch money, whatever, you think she ain't gonna be on you more? He says, nah, because she won't even know my name. I said, how would a bitch know your real name in the club if you ain't tell her? Again, if y'all gonna be in them streets and y'all doing anything, get an alias. Bitches is not checking your fucking ID or your license or whatever and be like, oh, is this your real name? Nigga, fuck out of here, man. Nigga, how y'all not know this shit? He says, maybe you like clubs. I'm not setting foot in the club unless it's a strip club. So this nigga clearly is a fucking John. And I said, I clearly see. He said, if you like getting dressed up and dancing and paying for overpriced, watered down drinks and being shoulder to shoulder with a crowd of people, that's cool. I used to when I was young. That shit's dead to me. Again, you can't argue with some niggas like that. They stuck in their ways. They gonna do what they do. This is a trick ass nigga. Can't do nothing with it. What's some other comments I seen? I get it. It's paying them to go away. No hard feelings. She got paid. Most women are mad if you have sex and don't call them immediately for relationship activities. Don't have time for that. Back to the grind until I need some again. This can be achieved without paying, men. What's some other shit or whatever? Oh yeah, there's another one that I hate. Like, niggas is like, oh hey man, you're paying for it one way or another. Even if you ain't giving the money directly, you're still spending money on her. Even if you don't buy her drinks at the club and you get some drinks at the house, you're still paying for it. No, you're not. That is some dumb ass shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, if I'm doing something for a woman, all right, some niggas get it fucked up where you get it fucked up with courting or just doing shit just because you want to do it and doing shit in hopes of pussy. I can be in the house if I got a broad or whatever, like, and I feel like drinking and I'm sharing some of my drink with her, that doesn't mean that I'm paying for it. Yes, I paid for the bottle. Me giving her some of my liquor is not paying for it. Or even me saying, okay, I'm what you want to drink. You want some Casamigos. I don't fucking drink Casamigos, but I know that I can get you that shit or whatever. And it ain't like super like if it was laying around, I would drink it or offer it to somebody else, but it's not something like so ludicrous or out the way where it's like, all right, I can get that or whatever. And if I don't get no ass from it, whatever, I'm not gonna be mad that I bought her a bottle of Casamigos. Now she is talking some dumb shit like, oh, I want a fucking bottle of Louis the 50. Come on, like, you know, that's just stupid. You feel what I'm saying? Or like if I'm eating, if I'm making some food at home or whatever, you feel what I'm saying? Or I order some food and she wants something to eat or whatever, you feel what I'm saying? She want to eat it. Like I'm doing it for me, not for you. You feel what I'm saying? It's a difference. I don't smoke weed, but and I'm not about to buy no bitch no weed if I'm not about to like partake in it. Or like if she don't use it, I'm not gonna fucking smoke the weed. I'm gonna just that's just a waste of money to me. You feel what I'm saying? But just because you are like you can do some shit for a woman and be like, all right, you just doing it just because you want to do it. There's always some gray area there. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong on that. But the majority of the time, when niggas are doing shit like that, when they're tricking, the woman is the one that's dictating what's being bought or what's being given to her. Like, ain't no woman about to tell me you're going to get me a table. You're going to do this. If I want to get a table, like if I'm going out and I want to get a table at a club and then I see a broad or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, you can come up to my table, have some drinks or whatever. That's what I want to do. No woman is going to dictate my move. So if I go to a club and I'm trying to holler at a bitch, if I feel like wanting to buy her a drink just off of a conversation, whatever, like that's not tricking to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'll just be like in the mood, like, all right, yeah, you want something to drink or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever, whoop de whoop. I'm feeling generous, whatever. You seem like you cool people. Now, you might be a super gypsy and convince the fuck out of me that you are not that type of person, and then turn around and you are that person that I feared that you were. You feel what I'm saying? I just got chalked that up to the game. That's the game. That's the game. You feel me? But I shouldn't be like dictated off of a woman and what she wants. She shouldn't be telling me what to do. No, that's the issue for me. Like that's when it draws the line for me. Like, nah, nigga, y'all shouldn't be doing that shit, man. Like, don't be doing this shit because she told you to. You feel what I'm saying? If a broad wants some, or like I said, whatever you feel comfortable in. If a broad like, yeah, can you get me some Casamigo? Like, yeah, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? That's a part of the game. You feel what I'm saying? But it ain't about the some shit flying you out or whatever. You know what I mean? Buying some extravagant shit or whatever, spending all this extravagant money. That's trick shit. You feel what I'm saying? But all this shit, that dumbass saying about, you know what I mean, you paying for it like one way or another. Yeah, super gypsy, Darnell. Like, you know what I mean? Like it could just like let's say you meet a broad or whatever. She seemed like she cool as shit or whatever, right? And like, all right, she, whatever. But she is a hell of an actress. And then fuck around turning to fucking Kim K all of a sudden or whatever, later on or whatever. And we like, this ain't like you can spot them from a mile away. Like, all right, you got me, my nigga. You got me. You feel what I'm saying? You got me. You just got me on that one. You had the upper hand on that one. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's been bras or whatever. I mean, how many times niggas then ran up in the bras and like this bra look like she's going. She doing all this, shaking her ass or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. And she's like, she look like she with it. And then you got the number, ready to roll, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. And then she start on that faking shit. She start faking and like, this is not what you portrayed a minute ago. We were talking about this before. And then you trying to like, we get to this point and then you start doing all these dumbass demands like, oh yeah, well, I want something to eat. And damn well you wasn't even worried about trying to give me no pussy. You feel what I'm saying? But now you really tried me. So that's where it's one of them things too, where you gotta be able to navigate through that shit. So it'll be like, all right, bitch, try to do that shit, man. I'm gonna one up you. You feel what I'm saying? Leave you stranded. You feel what I'm saying? Rough your shit. You feel what I'm saying? You got an iPhone. You got what's in your purse? You feel what I'm saying? One of them type of shits. That's the type of shit I used to be on. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm on the porch now, so I don't need to do that shit no more. But the whole point about this fucking you paying for it one way or another, that's fucking bullshit. Yeah, so yeah, this nigga was like, yeah, as much as men and women alike always say you're gonna pay for it one way or another, I guess he's just being more direct about it. If there wasn't a market for it, then the sex business wouldn't exist. It's like, nigga, get out of here. You know what I mean? What was this other nigga talking about? Oh, I never bought pussy. He said this, and I'm like, it's cool. He said, I never bought pussy. However, I can understand the sentiment. Definitely can't get back time wasted. I guarantee a lot of niggas would have just preferred outright to buy the pussy from their child's mother and left if they knew what the future had in store for them. I said, I would assume niggas would have preferred not to impregnate the baby mother instead, or I would hope. And he said, yeah, true. That usually happens where motherfuckers get comfortable though, laying up, watching movies and shit. That loafing shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I never understood this. Like, all right, again, this goes back to like some part of the game where you go over bro a house or whatever, you're not quite on some old like super like, are we fucking and that's it? But you know, like we just about to be fucking and like we could be cool, like watch some TV here and there, whatever. But like, nigga, when I call you, you know what type of time it's on. You feel what I'm saying? We can small talk or whatever, first 30 minutes to an hour, and then after that, we're fucking. And then I'm out. We know this not about to go into no relationship shit. We know we not about to build nothing together. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes women just need to feel comfortable, whatever. So it ain't just like, oh, I'm just coming right in, fucking, and whoop-de-whoop. So you might, ask her how her day is. You know what I mean? Chatter with her. You know what I mean? Talk some shit like this. You can talk like you want her, like one of the niggas. She don't give a fuck. You ain't got nothing to lose. Fuck, she gonna be like, oh, I don't like your mentality. I don't like the way you talk. I don't want to give you any pussy. Fuck out of here. But niggas be laid up with these bitches and then falling in love with them low key, whatever. And that's how you motherfucking niggas be nutting up in these bitches and be like, oh, I didn't know she was gonna get pregnant. I fuck her raw. I can't take care of this baby. I ain't trying to be no daddy. Shit's wild, man. What was one of? Oh yeah, this one nigga was like, this nigga was wild to me, bro. This nigga said every nigga pays for pussy, and I said how? So we get into this whole debate. He's talking some wild shit, and I felt bad for this nigga because I could just tell that like something was off with him. He was like, you taking her out to eat, you spitting GMAC to her. I don't know what GMAC is, but and he said, you do anything that involves your money or mouthpiece, you're still paying. Either way, you pay for a suck and fuck and kick the bitch out. Or you take her out to eat or bar and she suck and fuck you and you kick her out. Either way, you're paying for pussy. Me personally, that's all I see women as. Something to relieve your stress and you get back to your grind. Now, some of these niggas that be over like super like, man, fuck these bitches and I ain't getting married. Like, if that's what you want to do, whatever, my nigga, do you, whatever. I think that's a little extreme because I do think that there's some good women out there, whatever. And you know what I mean? Sometimes you just take some time to meet them. You feel what I'm saying? And, I do think that you need to get out there. You can't talk from experience if you ain't been out in them streets. Sometimes you got to get it out your system. So I can't speak on being a gangbanger or a fucking drug dealer because I ain't never fucking gangbang or drug deal in my life. I ain't had no intention to or desire to, but I can't speak on that shit. But I could talk about these bitches because I've been out in these streets. I done been here from Maine to Spain. And another thing that I don't like is when I be talking my shit and niggas be like thinking that I'm just some fucking fabricated storyteller. My nigga, I've been out here. I don't need to fucking like toot my own horn, but my jersey's in the rafters. I've done my numbers, and I've done my numbers out here solo. You feel what I'm saying? Not with no group of niggas or whatever. Like, I've been places solo, by myself. Fucking Paris, France, fucking London, Vegas, numerous times, by myself, doing my numbers. Try that on. You feel what I'm saying? Without having to pay. You feel what I'm saying? So it be like low-key disrespectful when niggas be like, yeah, you know you paying for pussy. You taking them out, and how you getting bitches and you ain't taking them out? How you getting bitches saying what's up with that butt? You can't talk to women like that. You can't get women like that. Maybe you can't get women like that. I can. Some niggas, listen, one thing y'all gotta understand was some niggas, everybody got a different approach. You feel what I'm saying? Some niggas be like, all right, you know what I mean? I look a certain way, so I can fucking approach a woman this way. Some niggas ain't gotta say much of shit. Some niggas be in the gym, old fucking Buff Bagwell ass niggas that just like are gonna attract the bitches that fucking like muscular niggas. Some niggas are fucking in fraternities. And some bitches just gravitate to niggas that got the fucking letters on or like are in a fucking fraternity. Some bitches will gravitate or groupies to niggas that play sports or a fucking entertainer or a nigga that looks like he has money. And some of them niggas that got money ain't spending money on bitches. They will be like, look, I'm out here doing my thing or whatever. You can enjoy the time while you're here, but you're not getting none of it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, some niggas are funny as shit. They can get bitches humorous. I'm a funny nigga. Some bitches like tall niggas. I can't do nothing. I can't tell a short nigga how to get a bitch the way I get him because it might not work for you. There was a story with one of my boys or whatever. I ain't gonna say his name. You know who he is. We out in DC, whatever, and this is my first time hanging with him, whatever. And he just seemed like, I don't know, man. Like, he was a wild boy, man. But clearly, like, when he gets intoxicated, he don't know how to manage himself, right? I know how to, I know how I am when I'm drunk and how I do. And sometimes I just be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm ready to go with the consequences on what happened. So if I say to a bitch, what's up with that butt? She get offended. It's going to be what it's going to be. I'm not about to change it up because I'm going to be afraid of offending a bitch. Like, I'm ready to take that consequence. I can wear that. I wouldn't advise another nigga to say that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because he might not be built to deal with come along with that. So we leaving out the club and I see some bras or whatever. I'm on my what's up with that butt shit. I'm hanging out the whip, you know what I mean, yelling my shit or whatever. I say it in a way where some bitches ain't gonna get offended. They gonna laugh at it and they think it's funny, whatever, just because of the way I look or whatever. They'll like it or they appreciate it or allow me to explain what I mean by that and spit the rest of my game, my spill. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a car salesman. Some niggas got a different pitch that'll work to some people, and some people it ain't gonna work for them. So I'm out there with my shit or whatever. So he see the reaction I'm getting or whatever. So he decide to be on that shit, like what's up with that butt shit or whatever. The bra didn't like it, so she go up to the nigga and steal him. And like we got in some trouble we almost got in some trouble with this shit. And I was like, man, I just advise niggas like do what works for you, whatever. And even if it's something that don't work initially, you won't have to try that on your own and just like craft it to a place where you feel comfortable enough to be like, look, if it work, it work. If it don't, I'm ready to deal with what goes along with that. That's all I can say. You feel what I'm saying? So back to these comments or whatever, right? Like I could tell like this nigga like ain't been out there in the streets. So you can't speak from an experience on what would work if you ain't been out there. You feel what I'm saying? And you gotta be out there because like I'll give you another example. Like I know how to talk to a broad here in DC, right? When I went to New York, it was a whole different experience for me with her because bros up there crazy, bro. I had that dap. I couldn't talk to them broads the same way that I talk to the bitches down here. Like bitches up there was really like scared or like they on that uppity shit. They be acting all scared and shit or whatever, right? But down here, like we be riding around or whatever. You see a bitch, you hit the U-turn or whatever. You know what I mean? Whoopie whoop. They don't fly up there. You can't pull up to no broad or whatever on some old, yeah. They think you gonna kidnap them and all this shit or whatever. And like broads was really up there like, you had to get out and walk and talk to me, whatever, because you might be crazy and try to kidnap me and snatch you in your car. I was like, bitch, what kind of shit is that? Like, nigga, don't you realize that like I could pull up to you in the car, park the car, walk up to you, and still fucking grab your ass and kidnap you and put you in the fucking car if I wanted to? What the fuck are you talking about? No, you right, my nigga, but I'm just saying we just don't usually get down like that around here. I know one thing that I didn't do when I was up there, I wasn't paying for no damn bitches, giving them no money. I just had to adjust. You feel what I'm saying? Like I had to put a little bit more work into my motherfucking gift of gab. I didn't get as many bitches on the street like that or whatever, but I was able to fucking do my numbers out there. You feel what I'm saying? I know how it is out there on the West Coast. You feel what I'm saying? You can't, you gotta be out there to get the work experience in order to fucking know how to do the job. So you can tell this nigga just ain't been out there in these streets. So then I'm going up on the comments. So I'm like, I'm like, first of all, I was like, what the fuck is GMAC? And I was like, how is spitting GMAC to her costing money? It's plenty bitches that's fucking that you don't have to wine and dine. I'm just not understanding what you niggas be doing or where y'all be going. He said the time you wasted GMAC and you can be getting to the money, which I talked about earlier was just fucking bullshit. Most of us ain't got time nor care to talk to a bitch to try to see if she's easy or going to be challenging. Here's my money after I nut get out. I say, y'all, wow. It literally takes no time to go to a club, get a bitch number, link up with her, fuck, and keep her on a roster to keep fucking only. I don't understand the money spent or the money lost that could have been made. How do y'all get women out of town or on vacation? Is it the same mindset? This nigga said, I don't do clubs. And this is the one thing that I will say to women. Sometimes y'all need to fucking smarten up. Like, y'all need to recognize this shit or whatever. Like, y'all be seeing this shit and goddamn fucking acting like y'all don't see the signs. Like, some of these niggas is fucking weirdos. Like, if a nigga can't even go to a fucking club and enjoy yourself and go out, like, I can understand you ain't no club rat and you ain't going out. But I'm nigga, if you can't go nowhere and have no fun, and the only thing that you do for enjoyment is go to strip clubs, just fucking spend money, and you telling the bitch that should show you in your mind or whatever what type of nigga he is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then y'all get mad when y'all be with these niggas that be all possessive with y'all or whatever, because they are so used to providing for you and they're not giving you the freedom to do what you want because they feel that they own your ass because you've given up your power and you up here acting like a fucking sex worker. Like, you don't have, if you're a prostitute, you don't have no fucking freedom on what you want to fucking do, whatever. If you're giving up your pussy for exchange for money, the nigga's not gonna look at you with no respect. And y'all bitches don't be understanding that, but can't tell y'all what to do. But I just think it's strange that y'all see niggas like this, have this mentality, don't be like seeing red flags, but y'all just be like, oh, well, he giving me money, so I don't give a fuck. I'll finesse him. Get what you fucking ask for. He said, I don't do clubs. Haven't traveled as of yet as an adult, but that's going to change soon. I can talk to a woman. I don't like mental head games. Chicks like to play with me. Sometimes, or maybe sometimes, or maybe something in my game. Maybe it's something in his game. Or my approach is off. Don't know nor care. It's cheaper to buy a bitch for a short amount of time and keep it pushing. Your way of thinking is wild to me. You're doing all that talking and time wasting. I can use that time and read a book. Yeah, Darnell. My jersey in the Raptors, man. You feel what I'm saying? So I legit asked him because like when he said this shit, I thought he was a young nigga, whatever, right? So I said, how old are you? I'm legit asking. I'm not trying to clown. This nigga said he was 29. I said, oh, wow. So basically you're telling me you haven't traveled as an adult. That has told me all I need to know. If you're really not out on the streets and beyond your local area, you're going to have a limited mindset. I suggest you try going to places like Vegas where bitches literally in the club wanting to have a good time, fuck afterwards, no money spent, no time wasted, not much talking involved. I can't tell you what to say, but it should be limited combo. He said, I appreciate that. I've also been fat for a lot of my life, so I've never learned to holler, and whenever I did, it was worse experiences. But now it's weird because I lost 120 pounds and chicks be giving me choosing signals, not just freeze. Don't get me wrong, I'm working on my talking skills, but a lot of us weren't high school jocks. We was nerds getting A's, and now that I feel like a stud, I fell back on that John shit and been going out to more like social gatherings. Still a new process for me. So this is the type of shit that be going on. And this is why I be saying my shit, because I see niggas like this and be like, bro, it don't have to be like that. At 29, you're a grown ass man. You got to figure out your own. Excuse me. But These niggas is like 15, 16 or whatever. This shit can be changed. And I just want to put that shit out there, some wisdom for these niggas to be like, man, I don't really gotta do like that, man. Maybe I do need to go out and travel and see the world. You feel what I'm saying? If I work hard, I'm able to enjoy myself and fucking enjoy life. And I have to spend it on a bitch. The bitches is gonna come, you know what I mean, naturally. And you figure that out. You know what I mean? Other nigga said, this is smart. Buying pussy will save you the time that you don't have. And then it just got to the point where I was just like, man, I just got tired of fucking like talking to these niggas because these niggas just didn't get it. You feel what I'm saying? One nigga said, this is a fact. If you're in the Caribbean, do you want to chase pussy or do you want to get your nut off and enjoy the rest of your vacation? And I mean, honestly, like I would never go to the Caribbean. Me personally, like I never, even when I was out there, I went to Carabana and Toronto. That was about it. You feel what I'm saying? But I wouldn't go to no other country, whatever, and just be on some old, I'm out here looking for these bitches. Now, the Caribbean might be different because at least they speak English. You know what I'm saying? So you can talk to a bitch, but like DR, that prostitution is legal there. You can't speak Spanish or whatever, so there ain't no way you're gonna be able to rap to a bitch or spit no game to her unless you know Spanish. But they know fucking money. You know what I mean? That's the one time I've ever paid for some whatever, and I felt weird as fuck for it. I was like, but I'm not leaving this island without getting some ass. You feel what I'm saying? That ain't about to happen. But I would never go back, ever. But I would go to the Caribbean or fucking, you know what I mean, some place with my wife. It's a vacation spot because I'm not gonna be on there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be trying to horn dog over these fucking exotic bitches. No, no. So it was just like, man, I was just seeing these niggas talking this shit, man. And I was just like, man, I can't with these niggas, man. So I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I didn't went off into a tangent or whatever, and like I said, I feel better and more animated just going live. If niggas see it, then they see it. If they don't, I don't give a fuck. But I had to get a lot of shit off my chest, and I was able to go live and talk about the shit, man. But yeah, man, stop fucking tricking, man. I just, and if niggas really have these strong views on it's not tricking or these strong things, let me put it in the comments or whatever. Go talk to me after this shit is posted and you make your case known or whatever. Convince me because I just don't understand this shit. You feel what I'm saying? And men and women both have to do better with their decision making. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all bras up there laying up with these niggas and having babies by these niggas, knowing that they tricks. So what that say about you? That nigga don't give a fuck about you. If a nigga really cared, the nigga's not gonna be doing all this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what that say a lot about you? If you willing to fucking your pussy's that the only value that you offer is money in exchange for your pussy. That says a lot about you. And that says a lot about you as a man if that's what you engage in on a regular basis, that you feel that women are just purchasable items for sex one way or another. Either you crazy in the head and real possessive and you just on some weirdo shit, or you just some weird ass nigga that just ain't got no fucking game and you feel less of yourself as a man and not confident in your skills to talk to a bitch. Either way, this shit gotta stop, man. So fucking travesty and it's shame and this shit is the way it is out here, man. You know what I mean? And niggas gotta stop fucking loafing, man. Like, my thing about loafing, first of all, loafing is bullshitting, doing unnecessary shit with a broad that you ain't got no business doing. If you already fucking a broad, I'm gonna give you a scenario, right? If I'm fucking a broad and you know the broad is we just fucking, right? Would you go over that bitch's house if she was on a period? No, you're not gonna get any sex from her. Would you go over her house and just hang with her and just chill? Doesn't make sense to me. Why would you? You're not getting anything in return. You know what I mean? Like, and I heard one of my boys that I play Call of Duty with, I ain't gonna say your name, but he'd be like, yeah, I like to hang out with my female friends and we don't, you know, I just don't like having raw sex and, you know, I don't like, I mean, I like having raw sex. I don't like using condoms. So I just like to just hang out and do shit with them or whatever. I don't be paying. I don't be buying them drinks or whatever, which I think is a fucking lie. But I don't. Now that's when I say you paying when you're wasting time. You're not getting anything in return from it or whatever. That's a waste of time. Like you're literally dating without any return of getting anything. What are you getting from it? Other than like, yeah, I'm just spending time with them. I don't know. A lot of you niggas that be doing this shit low key want to fuck them broads, and you too scared to push up on them because you afraid that if you push up on them, they're gonna be like, no, you think you gonna waste your opportunity and getting the pussy. But you niggas will be spending all this fucking time, 6-7 months with them, whatever, being friends with them, just to sneak into some pussy. You niggas are despicable. And that loafing shit, that's despicable. Like, I hate loafing niggas more than I hate simp niggas because I'm like, now this shit starting to get ridiculous with this simping shit and this tricking shit. But you loafing niggas, whatever, like, you niggas are the worst. I can't stand you niggas or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Now that where I agree with y'all niggas is wasting time. That's time wasted where it's like, man, what are you getting out of it? Would you go to work at your job if you wasn't getting paid for it? They told you, hey man, we pay you. Oh, let me sip my tea, man. Irish breakfast tea, man. Oh. You get paid 80,000 a year, work 35 hours a week. Would you go into work for free? They say, hey, we need you to come in on a Saturday. You can love your job and all this shit, but would you go into work for free and not get paid? I don't think so. So why the hell would you hang around a bitch and not get no ass if you're not in a relationship? I don't know, man, but I digress. I'm on my way to go play Call of Duty, man. Y'all catch me on my live stream, the Mike Malarkey live stream on that. I'm about to go ahead and get some dubs on the Warzone. I'm gonna catch up with my niggas up on the Warzone, man. It's your boy King Moses, man. I'm out.